Greetings and welcome to New Zim TV. My name is Paidasha Mnangagwa. In the headlines today, EU endorses Mnangagwa's reform agenda. ZCTU accuses Zimta of supping with Mnangagwa. In business, tripartite negotiating forum launched. In sports, International Cricket Council to rescue Zimbabwe's Irish tour. Now for the news in greater detail. The European Union has endorsed President Emmerson Mnangagwa's reform agenda, aiding the involvement of the International Monetary Fund in the current staff-monitored program has brought positives. In his speech during the launch of the Zimbabwe-European Union political dialogue, the EU head of delegation Timo Okkonen said the Western European bloc has been impressed by Mnangagwa's reforms.
We have seen, we think that the government is serious with this reform agenda, and we've seen positive steps taken in terms of the constitutional alignment, and new legal proposals are coming up, and that testifies about the seriousness of the government of moving forward. Also, that the fact that there is now a staff monitoring program by the IMF and there's attempts to reform the economy are positive developments. Clearly, there are also incidents like the recent arrests that have been happening on NGO and trade union activists, which were also issues that we discussed in a very frank and open and a constructive atmosphere in this meeting.
Relations between Zimbabwe and the EU have been frosty since the turn of the century, when most Western countries were angered by former President Robert Mugabe's land reform program, as well as his government's bad human rights record. Mnangagwa is committed to undoing Mugabe's mess by engaging all nations, including the West. Labour Federation, the Zimbabwe Congress of Trade Unions, has accused the Zimbabwe Teachers Association of trying desperately to shield President Emmerson Mnangagwa from possible censure at the upcoming International Labour Conference set for Geneva, Switzerland, later this month. ZCTU President Peter Mutasa told NewZimbabwe.com in an interview on the sidelines of the launched Tripartite Negotiating Forum Act by Mnangagwa on Wednesday. Last month, Zimta announced it was pulling out of the ZCTU, accusing the Labour Federation of participating in opposition politics. Other news. An internal power struggle is broken out in ZANU-PF Mashonaland its structures over the position of Commissar. Mutoko South MP Yebet Shumbamini is current ZANU-PF provincial commissar, and several meetings have so far been disrupted by war veterans who are demanding that he vacates office. Our Bulawayo correspondent reports that the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Energy and Power Development has expressed concern over the dilapidated and archaic thermal power stations in the country. Committee Chairperson Gabuza Joe Gabuza told NewZimbabwe.com after a tour of the Bulawayo thermal power station on Wednesday that the country's core power generation plants are in a sorry state. Gabuza said his committee has seen the same problem at Munyati Power Station in Kwekwe and Wange Thermal Power Station in Matabeleland North. Zimbabwe is struggling with crippling power shortages, and its major source of electricity, Kariba Hydro Power Station, has been affected by low water levels. In the courts, Harare Magistrate Trevor Nyatsanza has approached the High Court seeking an order to quash court proceedings of a matter he handled involving businessman Frank Buyanga and his former girlfriend. The couple is in a custody battle for their 4-year-old son. Buyanga claimed the magistrate is biased towards his ex-girlfriend Chantel Muteswa, an allegation which Nyatsanza has denied. While Buyanga wanted another magistrate to handle the matter, Nyatsanza said his decisions needed to be subjected to a high court to establish their veracity. Nyatsanza is already under investigation by the Judicial Services Commission over Buyanga's claims. In business, government, labor, and business representatives this Wednesday launched the Tripartite Negotiation Forum, which facilitates dialogue towards a national development. Speaking at the launch of the TNF, ZCTU President Peter Mutasa said government programs have failed because of lack of consultation, blaming the state for failing on this score.
The important point to note is that programs cannot succeed without broad-based stakeholder participation and ownership. If we are to relate this to our own experiences, to what extent are our development programs such as ZIM Asset, the transitional stabilization programs, program and the recent monetary policy frameworks products of broader stakeholder participation? And to what extent are they broadly owned? Does the narrative of austerity for prosperity speak to our lived realities and aspirations? To the best of our knowledge, austerity implies cutting back, which adversely impacts consumption, investment, aggregate demand and growth. In short, austerity is pro-cyclical, and as it worsens the economic downturn.
In response, President Emerson Mnangagwa blamed business for unethical conduct.
Matters related to the performance of the labor market and the current erosion of the value of salaries and wages, by the unjustified price hikes, further give impetus to the need for more realistic and sustainable pricing models.
The idea of the TNF, mooted 20 years ago, will serve as the country's dialogue platform to discuss key social issues that affect the nation and stakeholders at large.
Many people have been asking me how did I manage it, because they could see that everything was there, everything was just happening, things were being paid. So I've told people that it was through Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan. So I would advise everyone to join this Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan. Their policy is good because it took all the weight off my shoulders.
The Zimbabwe national cricket team's tour to Ireland next month is set to go ahead after Cricket Ireland chairman Ross McCollum reportedly secured funding from the International Cricket Council to ensure the tour goes ahead. Cricket Ireland reportedly suffered losses from last month's one-off one-day international against England and the tri-series with West Indies and Bangladesh. Reporting for newzimbabwe.com, my name is Paidasha Mandwengere. For these and more stories, please do visit our website, that is www.newzimbabwe.com, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Newzim TV.